Hello, and welcome to Chain World. This is an Indie Plus game series in which we play Dungeon World with some super awesome players, and every other session we bring in a new guest player who will play for that session, and then they'll run to the session after that. The idea is to just have great fun playing Dungeon World, and also to show off different styles of play, different styles of running the game, so that hopefully there's something interesting going on here too. So my name is Brendan Conway, and with us tonight we have our regular Chain World players.
I'm Andrea, and I'm playing Graves, the Paladin of Basilides.
I'm Jen Martin, and I am playing Andromeda, the Star Mage.
Misha.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
I always forget the order. I'm Misha, and I'm playing Aliana the Bard.
And I'm Sarah. I'm playing Sha-Sheena, the barbarian who will one day rule you all.
Of course. And with us tonight as our guest, we have...
I'm John, and I'm playing Danver, the gentleman thief.
The Gentleman Thief. Quick heads up about this event, so it will conform with the Indie Plus community standards. If you'd like to find out more about those, you can go to our website, indieplus.org. And just so you are aware, this is going to be rated R, very much so. We don't really shy away from the violence or from the cursing. If you are familiar with the comic Rat Queens, we are very proud of being spiritually inspired, there we go, by them, by that comic. So, with that said, and without further
It'd
ado...
be really cool if we were endorsed by them, though.
It would be so cool. If any of them ever hear this, I long for it. Anyway. So let's do a quick greater intro of the individual characters that we've got so far. The group we're playing with is the Owlbear Scourge. Most well known because they take care of a whole bunch of owlbears, except I think that even that turned out to be slightly untrue over time. That is actually a thing that they did, but it's the reputation they have, and therefore they are the Owlbear Scourge. So the consistent members of the Owlbear Scourge we have are Graves. Andrea, you want to give us a quick intro of Graves?
Yeah, Graves is, as I said, the Paladin of Basilides. Basilides is like a sun god and the godfather. She's really interested in doing good for the sake of good, and she's also not very bright.
The best of combinations.
True story.
Jen, you want to give us an intro of Andromeda?
Sure. Andromeda is a Star Mage. She is an alien from Betelgeuse. She carries around a little star whose name is Bernard, and she kind of got here on accident, but she's having fun, except she died last session and got a ticket for dying on the wrong plane. So we're gonna have to do something about that.
Nothing the Owlbear Scourge hasn't done before, for sure.
I mean, like, if any group could help me, it's definitely these lovely women.
Of course. Misha, you want to give us an intro to Aliana?
So Aliana is a bard. She is working on making a name not so much for herself, but for her work. And so if that means, I have to dive in occasionally and get my hands a little dirty to make the story come out better, so be it. Hopefully I won't have to do that too much, because I suck at it.
Indeed. And as last we heard, are you basically the primary caretaker of the spider-kobold baby named Treasure at this stage?
For some reason, this thing's taken a liking to me, and every time I walk more than 30 feet away, it starts screaming at the top of its lungs, and then I feel bad.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Excellent.
Thanks, Sha-Sheena.
Well, and on that note, Sarah, do you want to introduce Sha-Sheena?
Sure. She is our barbarian character who is convinced that she's here to subjugate everyone as far as she can see. She's working on that slowly. She comes from a culture where they tattoo their kills on their body, and she's concerned that she doesn't have enough ink. She also wears a giant animal skull as a helmet, and it's not an animal that anyone's ever seen before. And Andromeda was her first conquest, she's pretty sure, but treasure has a special place in her future court.
Of course. A
Yes.
very special place. Just not so special that you're the one in charge of keeping track of treasure, the baby spider-kobold.
That is not what queens do.
Right, I'm sorry. That was my mistake. I apologize.
Yeah, totally, man.
And John, you are bringing here Danver. So do you want to tell us a bit about Danver?
Yeah, he was the sixth son of a significant noble who obviously is not going to get anywhere in life. So he decided to take all of his scholarly learnings and turn them to a life of profit.
And I assume that that is profit at any cost, be it legal or illegal or...
Not any cost, no.
Okay.
Just most costs.
Most costs. Where do you draw the line?
Well, I mean, killing people, of course.
Oh, of course. You would never get your hands dirty with that kind of thing.
No.
Do you look still sort of noble? Do you wear like noble style clothes?
It depends on the situation.
Oh, of course. So you've got a wardrobe.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
It depends on what's necessary at the time.
Excellent. Okay. And you said that you were the sixth son of a significant noble. So we have like the city that we've sort of been revolving around for a little while, and it's bracketed by the Formian hives. And so your father, or is it your mother? Is it your mother or your father?
My mother.
It's your mother. Awesome. So your mother, like, what is she in the city?
My mother's had 13 husbands.
Nice. Mother has had 13
Busy lady.
Yes. More than a few of them have either disappeared or perished under mysterious circumstances.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm writing that one down. Okay, so you're her sixth son. I'm assuming that counts like out of all of them.
Yeah.
Not from any one particular. Got it. Okay, so what is she to the city?
She is a very flamboyant. She's kind of like the hub of the social circle, of the hub of the social scene.
Right. Gotcha.
She's like a very villainous Lady Gaga.
That's amazing. A very villainous Lady Gaga. I adore it. Okay. Do you want to give her a name?
Other than, Mom?
Maybe that is all she is to you.
Yeah, her name is, that's not appropriate. Yeah, I'm Danver, so she's, actually, she's, she does have a name, but everyone calls her, I can't steal that because I already used that in House of the Blooded. Somebody suggest a name for me because I'm running a blank there.
Leora.
I like that. Leora Tulane is her name.
Leora Tulane.
Spell it as you like. She certainly does, without any kind of consistency.
I love it. This lady is amazing. Okay, so...
Yeah, you have her as a mom. Find out how amazing she is.
The city loves her. The city thinks she's great. They don't understand why you would have a problem with having her as a mom.
I don't have a problem with that. I didn't say that.
I'm sorry. Didn't mean to put words in your mouth.
Yeah.
Let's back it up. So, as a question to just start getting us into this, have you done a lot of work with the Owlbear Scourge before?
Yes.
And I sort of mean, like, you could be working with individual members all the time without working with them as this, like, organization that they have, or whatever you call it, pack of crazed thugs. So is it association? There you go. That's what you are. So you've worked with the Owlbear Scourge as an association.
Yes.
Awesome. Why are you the one that they would come to for help when they are trying to get the ticket of Andromeda's death revoked?
Well, I may be the only person they know with a formal education. I don't know if that's true or not.
I think that Aliana might have a formal education, but it would probably be more like history, right, Aliana?
Yeah. Maybe you're the only one we know who actually has any actual practical knowledge of the legal system.
That would be, yeah. I think that's a better case.
Gotcha. And they need that help.
I mean, experience from the other side of the legal system.
Yeah. the inner workings of the legal system, not just getting hauled in front of the magistrate.
Right. Not the jail cells. Very nice. All right, so let's do some bonds. The way we're going to do bonds is that everybody you can look at your current bonds. You have a certain limited number, so you can swap out one of them for Danver, or I mean, I think it may be okay for you to just take one for Danver, and you can make that bond what you'd like. And meanwhile, Danver has 4 bonds to start that you can choose to fill in with somebody else's name. So, why don't you go first, John, and go ahead and pick somebody's name to fill in one of your 4 bonds.
Okay. I stole something from Andromeda.
I
like
love
it. I like it.
What did you steal?
And do you know what it is?
I know that it's very pretty. Other than that, it's like a little gold thing. It's like a little gold thing with like some kind of stone in the center of it, and I'm not really sure what that stone is. It's not quartz. It's not it's nothing. So I don't know what that is.
It's totally like the navigation stone for my starship that crashed.
Nice.
That's not important, right?
I mean, it's not going to matter if I can't get this citation taken away.
But if you ever wanted to get home, you'd need it. Have you noticed it's missing, Andromeda?
How long ago did you steal it, Danver? I've been kind of busy lately, so if it was recently, no, I have not noticed.
How long have you been here?
What did I say? Like a year or 2? I have no idea.
I think that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It was when you first showed up, your very first day in the city.
Awesome. Yes, I absolutely know it's missing then, because that would be like the first thing that I would try and make sure I had.
She walks into the city, and my first thought is, oh look, a rube.
That is so fitting. It's not. Yeah.
I love it. So you know it's missing, but you have no inkling that it's in Danver's possession.
No. Well, and I feel like when I'm in the city, I probably spend some of my time looking for it. But like we've been a little bit busy, with the spider-kobold babies and the Formians and dying.
Right. You've been preoccupied. I hear you. Very nice. All right. So then I'm going to cut to Graves. Graves, do you have a bond you want to take for Danver?
Yes. I think. Oh no, you'll like this. I think Graves owes Danver for some reason.
Do you think it's because you saved his life? Do you think it's because you did him a favor?
That would be the other way, right? If I saved his life, he would owe me. I owe him.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misheard. I apologize. You owe Graves. Sorry, you owe Danver. Blah. Why do I keep going that way? So Danver, what does she owe you?
Let's see. Well, could it be that with being a paladin and everything, I was going to suggest that I paid off something that you owed to the Thieves Guild for you, but I'm not sure how that would work with a paladin. That you had some kind of debt with the Thieves Guild, and I paid them off.
I think that's interesting. I could.
It's very interesting.
There's a part of me that says that Graves could totally have incurred a debt without even realizing it.
Yeah, Graves is not the brightest bulb in the box.
Is Graves the kill first and ask questions later type?
Yes.
Okay, so Graves killed a member of the Thieves Guild, and the Thieves Guild went, hey, and I kind of cleared it up.
Yeah, the guy was off duty, so it wasn't like, he was killed in the line of duty, which is totally okay. He just happened to be walking by, and he was like a innocent bystander in this case.
Aww.
Clearly, my sword struck true.
Yeah, clearly not bad at it. I love it. So, Graves, you owe Danver for clearing your name with the Thieves Guild. Awesome. I love it. Okay. I'm going to cut back to you, Danver, because you have the form. You pick another one and fill in another name for it.
Well, I have the Sha-Sheena, who, the amazing barbarian.
Yes.
Why
Why do you laugh, sir? Sorry.
Because it's so true. It's obviously because it's so true. I think it's Sha-Sheena has my back when things go wrong. Is that?
Yes, because you are quite the puzzle to her. She totally understands taking stuff from those who are weaker than you. She just doesn't get why you don't go further with it.
It's because I don't like blood on my clothes.
You could take them as vassals. You could do many things.
Oh.
But instead, you just take their stuff and then you go. Like that's it.
So you protect Danver in hopes of keeping him alive long enough to come to comprehend him?
Or show him the error of his ways.
Ah, I see.
Oh.
Okay.
I see.
So actually, I'll flip to you then. Is that your bond with Danver?
Yeah.
You want to show him the error of his ways? I love it. You're a thief. Allow me to teach you how to be a barbarian.
Yes. It sounds like great fun.
That's awesome.
Misha.
Oh, God.
Yes, Aliana sobs. Let's go to Aliana actually. So, what bond do you think you have with Danver? Go ahead, John. Did you have a suggestion?
I do actually. I have No's incriminating details about me. I think
that's funny because I was going to choose does not trust me, and for good reason.
Okay.
So those two would dovetail nicely.
So we think that Aliana knows incriminating details about Danver, and as a result, Danver does not trust Aliana.
I've tried to pay her.
Why haven't you taken the payment, Aliana?
Because it's so much more fun watching him squirm.
What are the incriminating details?
So unprofessional.
I'm a bard. It's a story. It is professional.
Oh, that's terrifying too, because you put it in a song. What is it that you know? What is it that Aliana knows, Danver?
A particular. I was running a particular investment con that she recognized, since she's a bard and she reads story, is very familiar with stories and history and things like that. Mm-hmm. It was a very old con that she immediately recognized.
Nice.
too.
And she called it out, and so she knows you were. And probably because it was an old con, a lot of people didn't recognize it. I like that.
That's right.
That's awesome. And it's going to go in a song. And what about Andromeda? What do you think your bond with Danver is?
I'm gonna play up on Danver's bond with me and say that Danver seems really interested to me in the constellations and learning all about the other worlds and whatnot. And I think it's just because he's like really interested, and I kind of feel like it's because he's trying to figure out this navigation drive.
I think it's also that I didn't believe you at first and was trying to figure out how you would profit from telling me this really elaborate lie.
Sure.
And then realizing that, wait a minute, no, she's actually telling the truth?
Or she thinks she's telling the truth. Maybe she's just crazy.
Maybe she's just crazy. But the more she talks, actually, the more things make sense.
I think that's the bond, is Danver thinks I'm crazy. Right there.
Aww.
I mean, I'm talking about how I met Death. Come on. That's crazy true. Talk.
Well, that might happen too. You have a ticket. That's proof. And so the final bond you have, Danver. Do you want to fill that one in?
I'll save it.
Okay. Cool. All right. So with all that said, you had to go to Danver because he's the one who understands the legal system, opposed to all of you, with Andromeda's ticket. So let's go ahead and we can sort of start there. Danver, when they come to you with this ticket, and Andromeda has this ticket, it says essentially get off this plane within a week, or you will be put into the fiery pit.
My soul will be stolen.
Exactly.
Never return to my home planet.
So sad. But it's your fault because you died. And/or trusted a little lizard. We won't talk about that.
That's true.
So,
what a jerk.
So, what would you do? What's your first move? Where do you take them?
Well, I'm currently running an ancient spellbook scam.
Very nice.
And
is that a scam to obtain or to use ancient?
No, to sell them.
To sell them. Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm selling 15 copies of a unique spellbook that has spells in it that no one else in the world knows. And because sorcerers and wizards are also secretive, none of them are going to tell each other that they have the book.
Of course.
So I'm staying at a very luxurious inn, and
sure.
I've rented a very posh room in the inn.
Of course.
And I'm sitting in a very nice chair, and I'm looking at the ticket, going, "How in the world did you get a ticket from Death?"
I died.
So you met Death.
Right. She was scary.
She was scary?
Yeah.
Okay.
She yelled at me.
Okay. It says here you have a week to get off the plane.
Yeah. I mean, I've been trying to go back home for like a year. I lost my navigation drive. I don't know how I could ever get home.
Haven't found that yet, have you?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the chip is still broken, so there's that too, but I really can't go anywhere without navigation drive.
Okay. Did you make Death any kind of offer? Like counter-proposal?
No.
Why not?
I mean, I was sort of confused by talking with Death. And then, like, she showed me a hint of the fiery pits of hell, and that was scary.
So hell's a real place?
Apparently.
Okay, that's, a very sincere look of concern washes over his face. All right. Okay, so hell's a real place, death is real, and so a real quick question: did any of the other of you see this happen? No.
No.
Sha-Sheena is sprawled on your very nice bed with her boots on, and her boots do appear to have both mud and animal innards on them. And she's just kind of making like snow angels in the bed, like this is nice.
Sha-Sheena,
Yeah, I didn't see anything. I was too busy killing shit.
Sha-Sheena, if you're gonna do that, take your boots off, dear.
Do you want me to take anything else off?
No.
Oh, I feel hurt.
You shouldn't.
Where's something I can break?
Not in here.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff in here.
There are many things in here you can break, but everything that you break, you're going to have to give me money for. So if you want to break it, you can feel free, but you're going to have to pay me for it.
Graves, did he just tell me I had to do something?
I mean, I feel like what's the point in breaking inanimate objects, Sha-Sheena? Like, you can't
You're
subjugate
right.
them.
I should break someone's face. Will that help you get out of your ticket? Can I do that?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if you could break Death's face.
Here,
I will
Sha-Sheena.
do it for you!
Oh,
Sha-Sheena, here's a whole bowl of chocolate-covered cherries.
Oh, okay.
So, so nobody else saw.
no,
Lady
I mean,
Death and,
the only person who might have seen was Charfine because he was in the rock fall with me, but I haven't seen him in a while, and he's a jerk anyway.
All right.
Do you doubt her word, Danver?
No. I just, dying is a very traumatic experience, and perhaps some of the memory of it or the experience of it became muddled in her mind. I mean...
Oh, no, it wasn't muddled. She had, like, a whole map of the city, and, like, you could zoom in and see all the people and all the things, and then she was like, you're from all the way over here, which is, I mean, not wrong.
Okay. So, I'm wondering if there's a way to, like, call upon death.
Well, let me get this straight.
I would gladly help you with that.
You want to call death?
I mean, I feel like there has to be a way to get around this without involving her.
Well,
remember, she said if the next time she saw her, she was going to, I don't know, dematerialize or something. But either way, it doesn't sound like a good thing, especially if all of us are sitting next to her. She might do it to us, too.
Well, here's what I've learned in life, is that everybody wants something. Right? And if everybody wants something, and death is a subset of everyone, that means that death wants something.
Yes, our
Oh,
souls! Let's
Yeah,
not
she
give
wants
them
me
to her.
off the plane.
Death wants something more than you off the plane. All we have to do is find out what death wants more than you off the plane, and then arrange for her to have it, and then you've taken care of the problem.
I mean, that sounds like a really simple solution.
The best solutions often are.
It makes sense to me. I like this plan.
Oh god, it's horrible.
I'd really prefer not to have to die again to talk to her, though.
I'm pretty sure you don't have to.
Okay.
But if you needed to, I would do that for you.
Thank you, Sha-Sheena. Maybe next time.
So, my scholarly pursuits do not actually usually involve death. So I'm afraid I mean I do have I do have a collection of a vast collection of books, but few of them are related actually to paranormal and supernatural entities. But perhaps we can find out a little bit about what anybody knows about death, and then once we know about death, maybe we can learn something about what death wants.
Indeed.
Can I discern realities as the paladin?
Discern realities? You want to
that what
closely
I'm doing?
study
No,
this situation. It's about lore.
Yes, that's
Awesome. So
what I want to do.
this is you talking about like your knowledge of death based on what you've learned from study of Basiliades?
Yeah.
Or do you have other knowledge of death? Is it a different subset of knowledge?
Oh no. Just the purely death is a supernatural creature. Basiliades is a supernatural creature. They may bump elbows every once in a while.
They may bump elbows.
Happens.
Wonderful. Okay. All right. So go ahead.
It's about lore. That's what I was trying to do. Sorry.
Yep. You got it. That's going to be plus your int.
This is not going to go well, kids.
Yeah. Isn't that a -1?
It's a -1.
I love it.
Can I assist her?
You can. We'll see what she gets because it's only
I got
worth
a
rolling to
6.
assist. Okay, so you got a 6, which means it is worth rolling to assist her. So first, what I want to know is like, what does this look like? Are you starting to ruminate or talk about just like what you've learned about Basiliades' graves?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like well, there's this one story of Basiliades where death.
So you start basically expounding upon the parables and the individual stories you can recall from all your learnings. Yeah.
Yep.
Denver, how would you help?
Well, I am academically trained,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a small amount of my knowledge that does include, the history of the world per se, and if, and death being an actual physical entity rather than just a symbolic metaphor for the passage of the soul from this place to another, then perhaps I know something about the personification of death as an actual entity through mythology and folklore and things like that.
Awesome. And so, like, through that lens as well, you can help filter what Graves is saying, too, and build on it. I love it. So you are going to be rolling plus the number of bonds you have with Graves.
Okay. I have one. I don't have a bond with Graves.
So that means you are rolling plus 0.
Plus 0. Okay. So I'll just roll 2d6.
Absolutely.
Here we go. And here is where you learn the awful truth about why people design games with dice pools. It's because they roll like shit. So let's see what happens.
Oh.
You
Yeah,
did that
you're
build
like
up.
shit. Total
Come on.
crap, dude. Total absolute crap.
That is a non-typical roll.
Sure.
That's what we call statistically insignificant,
Typical.
right?
Very nice. And that totally means that you bump up Graves' roll from a 6 to a 7 at no additional cost. You do not expose yourself to fire or anything. Very nice. So, Graves, like, what do you expound upon about death? What is the key thing that you recall about death?
Gosh. Basilides is more about... Oh, yeah, so Basilides is, he's the god of the sun, so he's about being shiny and impressive, as much as about using might and stabbing things. So I recall a particular story in which one of the followers of Basilides, a priest, overcame death through being impressive and impressing death.
So, like most women, death is impressed by a bold man.
Oh.
Oh, dear.
I was in
Sh-Sheena
character.
wipes her chocolatey hand on your bed.
So the name of this great, impressive, powerful person, let's make it an actual, like, a noun, because those are always good. What do you think it was?
A noun?
Yeah, like the destroyer, but not the destroyer.
But not the destroyer.
You can make it the dancer.
What?
Did you say the dancer?
The dancer.
That was very confusing. Let's call him... let's call him the Flame.
The flame.
The flame.
Awesome. So the flame is this figure, in a lot of the stories too, right? The flame crops up here and there in Basilides' tales as, the noble warrior, the paladin. And this is one of the big ones at the end, where the flame was so impressive and the flame burned so brightly that Death herself was awed and cowed and forced to let the flame burn on unto eternity.
I always thought that was a metaphor for the strength of the human will.
You also did not think death was real until about 5 minutes ago.
Yes, I thought the whole story was a metaphor or something like that. One of those kind of stories with morals.
Which you clearly have not paid much attention to.
I paid very close attention.
Don't die, obviously.
So what I want to call out, I think, is that the flame, though, this concept of there's this figure from the legend of Basilides named the Flame. There's actually a historical figure that ties into that, to this name of the Flame. Aliana, you've probably heard of the Flame because you studied. What was
Yes,
it?
Legends of Heroes Past.
Indeed.
Let's see. So the flame. Okay, I gotta pull it into this. So the flame was this great warrior, and there's this tale he battled so eloquently at the end that even death fell in love with his beauty, and could not take him as quickly as she was supposed to.
Go on.
And so there's a story that within the heart of every fire, there's a chance that the flame can be rekindled and brought back, because she couldn't take all of him away.
Why do you not tell me more stories like this? I would.
Because you don't sit still long enough.
She puts another handful of chocolate cherries in her mouth. Go. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
So, for you, Aliana, you have the move Bardic Lore. When you first encounter an important creature, location, or item covered by your Bardic Lore, you can ask the GM any one question about it. The GM will answer truthfully. So, building upon what you said, you want to ask a question?
So how can we rekindle this flame?
Mm-hmm. And you mean, like, resummon the flame?
Yes, resummon the flame.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So that he can dance with death.
I think that the stories are obviously, it's difficult to separate like historical truth from mythological legend and finding fact from fiction, especially when the two blur a lot. But the general gist of it is that if you can light a flame unlike no other, into which can dance a warrior unlike no other, then that would call the flame down and let him dance again.
I don't like where this is going.
Okay.
Did you say unlike no other?
I think we could do this. Okay. Yeah. We need a flame like no other and a warrior like no other to dance within the flame.
Not a warrior.
Not my problem.
She looks at Sha-Sheena. Thinks. Looks at Andromeda. Thinks. Looks at Etheldreda. Thinks. We could do this. It'd be tricky. But we could do it. And I bet if we got this guy to dance for death, she might forget all about your ticket.
Yes, please.
Well, question: why does it have to be a guy?
Why does what have to be a guy?
You said we get this guy to dance with death.
Oh, why? Because Death already liked Flame. That was the whole, reason that he can still be rekindled, because she couldn't take him. I mean, I'm sure we could find somebody else to dance with her, but I don't know if it would be as effective.
We're summoning him, correct?
Yes.
Well, if all of this is allegory, which I believe it is, if all of this is allegory, I think that the I don't know. I'm a little bit out of my depth here, I have to admit. But I think that the flame and all of this other stuff could just mean that Death gets lonely and needs, a distraction of some kind.
Do you want to sleep with Death?
No.
Are you? Because that would be a bonus
work.
in your column.
Because I could not cuddle Death, she kindly cuddled me.
I do not think that I would be able to sufficiently feign enthusiasm with Death.
I think this should be our backup plan. You're being modest.
Yes. She cannot have Andromeda. I've not saved her soul yet.
I mean, it's
And
true.
she's going to be part of my court. So obviously, if we cannot summon the flame, you will cuddle Death. This will work.
Democracy.
I have been volunteered.
I mean, are you really just saying that Death wants a night off? Is that what I'm hearing?
I think that the allegory of the story of summoning the flame, it could be as simple as what I say the word allegory and your eyes roll. What is?
I don't know what that word means. And no more time for words. Let us do things. Let us kill things. Let us defeat Death.
On the note of doing things, because I imagine if you do not set this plan soon, Sha-Sheena will proceed to break things within this very nice bedroom. What
Sha-Sheena,
are you going to do?
Don't you want to snuggle Death?
I want to defeat Death, then maybe snuggle.
Well, how about defeat through snuggling? I don't know. I'm making this up.
She gets this vacant look that you know she might be occupied for hours turning this over in her head.
That equals madness. All right.
All we have to do is confuse
Okay. Well,
her.
look. I do know some people in the metaphysical community. Perhaps there is a way to summon Death. I think if there is a way to summon Death and then bring about this flame dancing snuggle flame dance with Death, I think that we might be able to convince Death to let Andromeda go.
Isn't that what we've been talking about?
Yes, so let us find a way to summon Death so we can do the snuggle dance flame.
Oh,
I cannot believe I just said
on
that.
the brink of die.
What was that, Misha?
So the easiest way to summon Death is to, have somebody on the brink of dying.
I do not wish to do that.
Not it. I did that already.
Quick rules question.
Absolutely.
When I was reading through the rules, there was a thing about, for example, contacts. Let me see, but I don't think I have those yet.
I think it's entirely fair to say that you, especially as a member of the city, do have some contacts at the city. So I think it's perfectly fine if you want to say you head out to one of them. It also might easily be a defy danger with charisma. to see whether or not you, of the many cons and the potentially slightly stained reputation, dare I say, might,
No, not at all.
but might not be allowed into certain homes or households or more honorable places. So I think it's cool if you want to defy danger with charisma to get into the home of somebody. You're saying like a metaphysical entity, right? That you know in the city.
Or at least an expert on metaphysical entities.
Cool. Okay. Which do you prefer?
Well, I've just been selling books. This one particular spell book. So I will think about the list of people that I've sold this book to, think of the most gullible, and go and talk to them.
Of course.
Okay, question, just curiosity question.
Yeah.
The books that you've been selling, they're copies. Are they of actual spells?
Oh, yes.
Okay, just checking. Just wondering how far the hoodwink goes.
Very much. It cost me a lot to get them copied, too, let me tell you. Actually, that's the guy I'm going to go talk to. I paid a guy to make 15 copies of the spell book. And he's in on the con, and he's getting a percentage.
Oh, nice. Okay. So you want to talk to him, but is he primarily a book copier, or is she primarily a book copier, or actually also?
No, he is a wizard.
Okay,
which is why he can copy the books, right?
Very nice. Okay. I still think this is defy danger too, but probably because is it a he or a she?
It's a he.
So from his perspective, right, like as little contact as possible is the best way to run the con, especially at this point after a lot of them have been sold. He's already produced it. He's done his part.
Yeah.
He's getting a percentage, but like he wants to be insulated.
Yeah.
So this is slightly irregular. So let's do a defy danger with charisma. Go for it. 2d6 plus your charisma.
That would be a 11.
Very nice.
This is really odd. I don't trust this.
It's going to betray you at the worst possible moment.
Yeah.
Just wait till we summon death. Then it'll be fine.
It'll be great.
Is there a defy death move? Is there a trick death move?
You wish. Do you have a name in mind for this guy, or I just
Alfred.
Alfred. All right, awesome. Alfred. So Alfred, Alfred's a wizard, and he knows a lot of wizardly stuff. But I also think Alfred's a bibliomancer specifically, because he works with the books. And yeah, so Alfred's shop, he probably has it set up in like the basement, more towards the sort of university quarter of the city, where he gets a lot of work producing new books or like copying books in that similar way. And he can also access libraries. So his own place is this mess of wizardly tools and instruments, but just so many books everywhere. And it's got that like old paper smell that just assaults the nostrils when you come in, stepping down the stairs into his basement. So everybody's heading down there. Are you in first, Danver? You're the leading them in?
Yes.
Awesome. So Alfred, right, he's in the middle of conducting one of his little rituals, like transferring the essence of a wizard spell book from one book, this old leathery tome that's cracking, into a newer one, essentially preserving the knowledge for a wizard who wanted his book to be essentially rebound. And
That's very cool.
He's in the middle of the transfer when, his little door thing, there's a bell on it, and it jingles, and he turns his head, and I see him as, like, he's bald, and he's got these little spectacles, which are just, like, magnifying glasses. They're very thick. And he turns, and he's like, it's nice to see you again, Danver, but I thought we weren't gonna do this.
Yes. However, a unique opportunity has made itself available to me.
Does this unique opportunity? He closes both books. Does this involve, say, the acquisition of more material wealth?
it could involve you getting a higher percentage on our current deal.
I will take that.
Very good. Well, here's the deal. Since you have this wide array of spell books, I am certain that one of them has a spell that summons death.
I may not take that. Why you want to summon death?
That's for me to know and for you to profit from.
Why are you hanging out with, oh my god. Is that the Owlbear Scourge?
You've heard of us! Excellent! This should make this easier.
Man,
I like
Denver,
green a little.
I'm happy to see you here. I'm happy to talk more business with you. You're a good man for that kind of thing. But these ladies, they got a rep, and I'm kind of scared just having them here.
Well, then we should do business as quickly as possible so I can get them out of here.
Are you an owlbear in disguise,
I mean,
perhaps?
you're just lucky that our friend Tarfiend isn't here.
Oof, all this paper, so flammable.
I lean up against a bookshelf and start sharpening my sword.
Politeness, charm, nah, threats. I love it.
He started it.
And you got a 12 plus, right? So he's not about to throw you out or anything, right? He's absolutely, as soon as you start making these moves and being like, oh, so much fire, so much paper, it'll just go up on fire, and then sharpening the sword, he pales. He's like, all right, so summoning death, yeah, okay.
Is that Hoyle's Book of Games?
I would appreciate it if you could, could you please put that book back on the shelf, please? It's very delicate. Oh, no.
Quickly, Alfred, we need the spell.
So he runs and he grabs this old book, and it's actually got bones embedded into the cover, and some of them are inscribed with runes, and he brings out the book, and he, like, it's very large, it's very heavy, and he's clearly struggling under its weight as he's carrying it out. And he brings it out right to you. He's like, all right, so this should help. I believe this is the kind of thing I'm looking for, so you should take this and maybe you should go.
Indeed. Ladies, we have what we need.
That's good. I'd hate to have to come back.
Oh, God. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh.
Big smile, big grin.
He grabs this, like, entire long chain of holy symbols, and he starts working his way through them one by one, praying to each in turn for protection from the Owlbear Scourge.
He's an omnitheist. He has too many messiahs.
He's going to need a longer chain.
We're going to need a bigger boat.
So you've got the book. What do you do next?
Well, let's take it back to my place.
Excellent.
Actually,
okay.
I'm not sure I want to summon death in that inn. That might be a bad idea.
We still have to find the fire, unlike no other fire, and we have to find a warrior, unlike any other warrior.
Well, Graves, I think we may already have that covered.
Why are you
Nothing's on
looking at
fire?
her? Why are you looking at her? What is this? Graves,
Well-
do we need to go outside?
The answer to that question is that the story comes from it was the original flame not somehow related to how do I say the god's name again?
Ladies?
Basilides? Wasn't the original flame related to Basilides in some way?
Yes, but the flame
Well-
was a person, not actual flame. We still need the actual flame.
I like a bird which is hovering right above Andromeda's shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a bird hovering over Andromeda's shoulder?
No, Bernard
Bird.
is a small star that burns anyone who touches it except for me. And I call him Bernard, and he kind of hovers and...
Oh, that's right! Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, he's on fire, sort of.
Sort of.
Well, that's true.
Can he make a bigger fire?
Well, yeah, but he's not from here. He's from my planet.
So he is unlike any other flame in the world.
That is true.
So, maybe if we offer Death Bernard...
What?
I don't-
Whoa,
I
whoa,
don't wanna
whoa,
give up
whoa,
Bernard.
whoa. We didn't say we're going to kill Bernard.
No. No, but we're going to have Bernard dance with Death.
Oh,
Bernard is
I
not
mean-
a warrior.
that's true.
Well...
You can see Aliana swallowing some quip she was about to make because it was just totally not.
But Bernard is like a flame like any other. Is a flame like any other.
Yes, Bernard does meet that qualification.
Does Bernard talk?
I mean, like, I feel like he understands me, but not, like, nobody else understands him. Like, he tried I think in session 1, he tried to take a message, and it didn't work out so well. No, not session 1, the last session, the one that I died. He was like, come with me, and they're like, we're going to go in the opposite way.
They made me botch the roll, I'd like to point out.
You're welcome.
And we had, like, stuff distracting us, like things attacking us.
Yeah. We were trying to find
Excuses.
Andromeda. We didn't have time to play with her little ball of fire.
Yeah.
We didn't have time to find her with her little ball of fire.
We don't have
Running
time for
away.
thinking.
We never have time for thinking.
No.
So, a quick question. Can anyone actually cast the spell?
With Basilides' grace, yes.
There you go.
Okay. So,
Well, you know what? We should at least look at it. I mean, we might be able to do something. I mean, it's a performance, and a performance is a performance. And if we're trying to get dancing involved, then we can get some music and some motion going. It couldn't be that hard.
Okay,
So-
so you're going to do this.
You are a warrior, unlike any other warrior. And I think she looks to Sha-Sheena with kind of a smirk.
so in the back of Danvers' head is this thought process. So all of this is bullshit. We just need to summon Death and go, look, what do you want to give up the contract on Andromeda? That's really all we have to do. And all this other the flame, like no other flame, and word, that's all bullshit. What we just really need to do is be direct and go, look, what do you want? What do you need? I can get it for you. Then we'll do it, and you can let Andromeda go, and everything will be fine. That's what's going on in his head right now.
So let me get this straight. The sneak thief is advocating for being direct.
Sometimes direct is the best answer.
Just checking.
Besides, if we get to trick Death, I mean, hey, that's a feather in your cap.
Pretty big one. So what's the plan?
So, I know of this abandoned warehouse somewhere in the city. I think that might be the most appropriate place to summon Death.
Absolutely.
Very well. We will go there once we have our warrior decided.
So why don't you two figure that out? Once we get
square
there.
off.
Dan?
I'm okay with that. You okay with that, Grace?
Remind me, Sarah, you're like not from like this area, right? You're like weird.
Right. Yeah, I'm from somewhere you guys have never been, but not as far away as Andromeda.
Yeah, but where I'm from is civilized.
We have civilization.
Totally overrated.
Oh, I approve of this plan.
All right. I bet Death will like it when she comes to collect your sorry ass.
Wait, whoa. Nobody's gonna kill anybody right now. We're not having that kind of dance-off. We've already got to save one soul from death. Let's not make it two.
I really
All
like
right,
that
tell you
you
what,
just caught
hand
on.
over all the weapons before we start this.
Hell no. And I like cuddle my sword. No.
You mean you can't beat people without your sword?
Ooh.
You weren't around last time. You want to lose an eye? Because it could be another eye day.
I'm just asking a question.
The eyeball room is full.
Not the eyes.
No.
The Sha-Sheena that I know could beat anybody with anything that she wanted. That's all I'm saying.
And she can. But Aliana cannot possibly hold treasure and our weapons.
That does seem kind of dangerous.
I mean, I can hold the weapons. I don't really want to hold the baby.
I don't want to hold the baby either, but yeah.
Yeah, it's started to
likes
by the
you.
way, it started to learn to spin web, just to be clear, but
It's adorable.
What the hell is that?
That's treasure. It's a long
Oh, God.
I hand you the baby.
No.
You asked.
No.
You asked.
play the game of pass the treasure.
If just understand that in my world, possession is 10/10 of the law. So you give it to me,
Dude.
that means it's mine.
Have fun.
No. I'm going to be generous and kind and thoughtful and allow you to keep your treasure. Do not hand me anything
Not
that
mine.
you don't. Don't hand me anything unless you don't want it back.
Okay. She shoves him at you.
Oh, God, no.
I feel like anytime you try to push treasure onto Danver, right, treasure scurries right back and climbs right back up on top of your head.
And climbs up Aliana's leg.
Yep,
Damn it, kid.
like the little spider-kobold it is.
Oh, let's go to this abandoned building and let's get this over with.
Awesome. So you're heading to the abandoned building, which has been abandoned ever since it had that infestation of, let's say, blood beasts. Really nasty creatures, and they still haven't gotten the stains out. That's probably why nobody's in here. Kind of smells kind of rank. But the good news, it's a big, wide, empty, open space where they used to bring in shipments. Like, it's right on the water leading into the city. And what are you doing?
Well, let's take a look at the spell and what it is. I mean, is it a spell or is it? Is it something that anyone could do?
So this is you cracking open the book, right? The crazy weird. Excellent. So I think that in this case, this book is written in a weird language, right? It's an old book. It's got actual weird bits to it. The book itself is not just a record of information. It is itself a magical book. And Alfred was so interested in getting you out of there that he was willing to just pawn it off. I think that pouring through the book is going to be a little dangerous. I'm thinking it's a defy danger with intelligence for anybody who'd like to pour over the book. So Andromeda, it does say that she has a nice, helpful thing that can help read the text.
I do, but I have a terrible int, so I think somebody smarter than me should do that thing. I'm wise, but not smart.
I don't have any problem reading the book.
Excellent. All right, so you go for the book. Crack it open, start trying to parse this weird text.
I rolled an 8, I think.
Very nice. So that means that you got a hit. I will read the exact thing it says to make sure. You stumble, hesitate, or flinch. The GM will offer you a worse outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice. Okay, so
Can I make a kibitz?
Sure.
By reading, let's see, that actually doesn't work. I was going to say that reading this, like knowing the spell, it's not even a spell. It's like a ritual that anyone could do. But in reading it, you start the ritual, and it can't be stopped. How does that sound?
I think that's kind of cool. And this is the only other thing I'd add to that, too. I think that's cool. I like that, like, you've essentially opened it, because what you realize, and you, of all people here right now, you, Danver, are the one who picked this up. This book, for all that it looks weird and grim and wizardy and magical, it's actually like an accounting ledger. Stolen from Death's Domain, listing actual transactional accounts. And you start the ritual because by opening it, you're essentially starting a new transaction where you need to perform an exchange into Death's Domain and out of Death's Domain.
Okay. I like that idea. What does that mean exactly?
It just means that since Death's flavor is very much, she's bureaucratic and she's very much into like the documentation and everything like that. It means that this ritual in its actual form, everybody's describing it very like mythologically and legendarily, but it's also very transactional. It means that you are sending something to Death's Domain and something is coming out of Death's Domain.
Got it.
All right, so yeah, the transaction is started. The book is like, I think like it's starting to burn little sigils into itself on the last page.
I can't stop, so I can't like warn anyone. However, I will hold the book up like this, and I think because I think Andromeda would best understand this, I will look at Andromeda with a sense of step back.
I take a big giant step back.
Nice. Get clear. So, I mean, you're just holding the book and waiting for the ritual to continue as per the book, right?
Yeah. I can't stop, so...
That's true. All right, so, I mean, what are the other Owlbear Scourge, just to set this up? Like, Danvers got the book open, and Andromeda had the the presence of mind to notice his look and step back. Where are the rest of you? Where are you, Graves?
I think Graves is looking for something that they can actually like set on fire for the dancing.
Gotcha. And what about you, Aliana?
She's probably just trying to keep the baby on her hip instead of crawling around and getting in the way.
Yeah, that makes sense. Instead of getting webbing in her hair. And
I mean,
what about you?
My treasure wasn't supposed to be in sacrifice to another god another time at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where are you, Sha-Sheena?
I feel like this occasion would call for Sha-Sheena to strip down to her finest silks, and she is oiling herself up as barbarians do, getting ready to dance.
Very nice. So the book is filling in its own text, and it's filling in, and you, I mean, as you're looking at it, Danver, right? You are familiar with ledgers, like it's coming to you intuitively almost, like it's translating itself for you so you can understand it. The ledger demands that you fill in the first entry, what you are sending to Death's Realm as that part of the transaction. How do you fill it in?
As I'm trying to think of the right term, because the maths are hard. I don't know math. I'm a game designer. I don't need to know math. I want to say that it's there's a better accounting term for this, but it's essentially it's shrinkage.
Overhead?
What's that?
Overhead?
No, I think shrinkage. It's something that has been lost that can't be accounted for.
So you're trying to essentially say to the book that our side of this transaction, what we are sending to Death's Realm, is this element that is sort of lost in the numbers.
Yes.
Oh, because that's not terrifyingly dangerous to try to do to Death's accounting ledgers.
Go big or go home.
So
You're
like sending the angel share or the devil's cut.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Very nice.
All right.
Oh, this is gonna be bad.
Yeah, that's great. I think that's amazing.
Awesome.
I think that's amazing. I'm trying to figure out exactly what that is. If I look at the list, I mean, it says defy danger with quick thinking or through mental fortitude or using charm and social grace. This is your knowledge of accounting is what you're relying on, right?
I mean, I was just gonna say this is obviously like a a notification that the balance is wrong and it needs to be corrected.
Yes.
Oh, so that's what you're sending it. Oh,
Yes.
I see. Okay, so it's not even like you're trying to permute this into a message that the overall balance of the book is incorrect. I see. Interesting. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if that actually is charisma, because that could be like the social graces of accounting.
I'll go with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Go for it. Let's see if Death buys the social graces of accounting.
That would be a 9.
All right, so worst outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice. Yeah. Okay. I think then that you enter in this message that the balances are unbalanced and they need to be addressed. And almost as soon as like you have penned in this additional data entry at the bottom of the ledger, I think you get an emissary just suddenly out of nowhere, like in the absence in the warehouse. Suddenly there is a figure standing there, robed, and you can't see any physical features, you can't see any hands, just the folds of cloth. And the cloth is actually very brightly colored. It's like bright blues and reds with golds embroidered in strange designs all along it. And alongside of it have come two enormous, like Titanic black figures, humanoid figures with no discernible features. They're just like solid masses of what looks like some sort of liquid stone standing there on either side of the robed figure. From the robed figure, this echoing voice comes out and says, "Where's the imbalance?"
Is it a male voice or a female voice?
It is an indeterminate voice that almost goes right into your head.
Okay. Kitty.
Sorry, I muted him.
No. You don't have to mute Kitty. Sorry, I say. I was looking for the person who owns this book.
She is busy at the moment. I am one of her primary auditors, and I am here to ensure the accounts are settled. So the robed like head, the hooded head, swivels between all of you. Well, I imagine like you've stopped as soon as these figures just materialized out of nothing. Is one of these individuals the imbalance?
I'm sorry, I don't talk to intermediaries.
Bold move. But you are the one holding the ledger.
Yep.
And you will not speak to me.
Oh, I'll talk to you, but I only deal with the boss. That way things don't get miscommunicated.
You do understand that my boss, as you put it, is the terminus of all life upon this plane.
Yeah.
And that she's mildly concerned with other business.
That's fine. But I have a book. I have one of her ledgers that was stolen from her plane, and I want to return it to her, but I don't do anything for free. So you go and tell your boss that I have her missing ledger, and if she would like to come and get it, I'm not going to give it to anyone but her.
Interesting. Okay.
After all, it was stolen from her plane. I don't know how many hands it went through. Who knows how it was got? Maybe it was an inside job. Can't tell. So I would prefer that I put it into her hands and not a subservient who might get it lost on the way to her hands. Nothing personal. I just hope you understand what I...
That's a good way to make friends. I
don't make friends. I make money.
I can see this being a parlay. I can see my way to that. So roll 2d6 and add charisma.
I don't get to add anything else?
Just your +2, right?
Yep. 9.
All right, so on a 7 to 9, they need some concrete assurance of your promise right now. Okay, what was that?
I have the book. It's right here.
I'm trying to think if they need concrete assurance of something else. If we are to bring death here, then we will need collateral to confirm that all is on the up and up. Which one of you will be collateral?
Oh, that's pretty inappropriate.
You'll be returned, assuming all goes well and the transaction is ended appropriately.
No. That means that you can just say that the transaction didn't go appropriate and keep us.
Are you?
Go ahead.
You can feel the shock. Are you implying that we of Death's office operate on anything less than the utmost honor?
Okay. Hey, what? Before this gets heated, this better be a damn good story.
I would offer myself
Fine.
as collateral.
Oh. I take a slow, long look over in this direction. You sure you want to do that?
Of course.
I kind of jostle him. Of course she does. I mean, come on, it's Graves.
I have absolute faith in my comrades.
Very well. We will take that one. One of the big, liquid stone figures stomps over to Graves and reaches out one hand for her.
Graves, you really don't have to do this.
I understand. And she'll take the thing's hand.
Take its hand, yeah. Excellent. All right, so she takes its hand, and there's just the absence of, the air rushing into the absence where once they stood is a pop. And then a moment later, there's another materialization as the hooded figure seems to put its hands together and it shivers for a second, and then Death appears. You recognize her. She's the what was she? She was the beautiful woman with the scar over one eye, dark skinned, and she appears. You absolutely know who it is, Andromeda, right? You recognize her perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
She appears. She's wearing the exact same garb as last time, and she's holding in her hand a quill, a strange black quill that glints in the light of in the warehouse, the light of Bernard, strangely.
I'm behind Sha-Sheena.
You're behind. Nice.
She said she was taking my soul the next time she saw me, okay?
And Death is what is it?
Hello. I don't think we've ever been formally introduced.
We will one day.
Yes, but that day is right now. And I give my full formal title,
Of course.
which nobody else has probably heard before, that includes 15 adjectives and superlative text. and say, I have called you here because I have something that was stolen from you.
You have one of my ledgers.
I do. And I want to give it back to you.
Fine,
And I wanted
give
to
it
make
back.
Nothing in the world is free.
You're charging me for my own stolen ledger.
No, I am charging you for my action of returning it to you.
Think of it as a finder's fee, if that'll help.
What charge do you ask?
I will point back at Andromeda and say, her contract.
I'm holding up my citation,
And so now you're
Citation.
clear
and
with
it's
this,
shaking.
along with Bernard, right? And Bernard had a little contract too, so you have to hold it up with the other hand. That one.
Mm-hmm.
What, you want me to tear up the citations in exchange for getting back the ledger that was stolen from my office?
Yes.
Please?
Pretty please?
Hey, look, it never hurts to be polite.
I want you to understand something. What it is that I do, it's not something that you can easily grasp. It's not something where it's as perfect as you think. Trade a book back, somebody else gets to live. That one doesn't belong here. And she died, and that set a lot of things off kilter. I didn't just give her the citation as a punishment. I gave her the citation because it's part of my job.
Don't you ever get time off your job?
You can offer me the ledger, and I do appreciate that you have brought me back one of my stolen ledgers, and in exchange I am willing to grant a boon to you. But what you're asking for, it's too much.
It's too much?
For the book, yes, you're asking me to upend the natural order, which it is my duty to ensure that I spend all of my time and energy making notes and taking care of you people every time you die. Sorry. You're asking me to upend it all just so that this one, who shouldn't even be here in the first place, can continue to be here.
Yes. That's exactly
What
I'm
if
saying.
what if we were to find a way?
Wait. Shh. Not yet.
Not. This is bargaining. So she's like. I want to be clear as well. Like, the book is totally leverage for a boon of some kind. She'd be willing to do something smaller. You're absolutely right.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, but like manipulating her for this is just this. It's not leverage enough.
I know.
What about an extension? I mean, time's not the same for someone like you, right?
You're correct, but doesn't that just mean you're going to come back to me in another week?
I was hoping for a little bit longer. I'm not good at negotiating. Danver, help me. Because I just want to hit her with my sword, and I don't think that'll work.
No, that won't.
More than welcome to try.
How about extending it to a year?
In exchange for the book.
Mm-hmm.
Giving her 1 year. Do
Her
you
and
know
Bernard.
how much paperwork I have to fill? And how much damage?
We filled out the
to do?
paperwork for you.
I don't do paperwork.
Why don't we fill out the paperwork? Yeah, that's leverage. Come and live in my realm for 100 years and do paperwork for me.
See what happens?
That seems excessive.
I point at Misha. See what happens?
That seems a little excessive. 100 years. Yeah, I don't think she's
maybe
gonna.
Death just needs a night off. Right?
So I do think if you want to go for the book for a year, I think that can be a parlay. I think that might be fair. She might go for that. But that is still only a year. And then
what is the look on Death's face when Andromeda says, "How about a night off?"
Sure.
Yes, a night off.
Yeah. What is the look? What is the look on her face? Is there a toehold there?
Yeah, I think so. I think like she period looks exasperated and tired as always. I mean, she looks scary like always. She looks powerful like always, but she also is clearly, I mean, she's been doing this for infinity, and yeah, there's a certain element of weariness to her. If you're gonna give me the book for the year, maybe I can see my way to that. Other than that, I don't know how you would give me a night off, and I'm not even sure if that is worth letting her go free.
When I look at the book, does it have like people dying in it? Yeah. Does it have how they died?
Sometimes some of the transactions, and this is ages ago.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Oh, this is really, really old. This is like
It is
like
an old book,
1,000 years ago. Okay, yeah, that doesn't help me at all.
So
okay, and I was like, let me consult with my client.
Okay.
Client.
Andromeda, is a year enough for you to fix this problem?
I mean, I feel like we're just going to end up in the same place a year from now. I mean, I would like to have a year, but who says that, like, are we going to come up with another book in a year?
So, in other words, you want me to push it?
I mean, I like this place. I want to stay.
This is all going to be very ironic if you end up dying in the next year.
See, that's what I'm saying.
We also have to consider the fact here. Let me make myself plain. I can take a step further, and we can push this. However, we have to consider the fact that they are holding graves.
What about the dancing? Should we challenge her to a dance-off?
Yes.
No, you're supposed to say no.
Miss Death, we are aware of this. What's the lovely word that makes Graves' eyes roll? Oh, allegory. We're aware of this allegory of you having some sort of dance with a fire unlike any other fire, and with a warrior unlike any other warrior.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. And at the end of the story, at least, the outcome was that you reversed your decision and let the person go.
That was a special circumstance.
Well,
I don't see a fire or the same circumstances as then. Look, that was she's like clearly trying to not talk about it. Look, that was,
yes.
It was a long time ago. It was different. I was a different death back then.
You could be that death again.
You could be that death again. Well, what do you even mean? What are you three saying that one of you is? Are you four saying that one of you is impressive enough to merit that consideration?
Yes.
Yes.
Go big or go home, right?
That's right.
So you're saying that you burn with such a powerful flame that you can earn for your friend the right for death to look away.
I thought the star would be doing that. But sure. Yes, I am Sha-Sheena. I can do this.
Very well.
I will turn to Andromeda and see the little burninator above her. And is there something not speaking to Andromeda actually, but speaking to Bernie Man? Is there something is there something you can do here?
And he like bobs up and down, all excited like.
Then do it.
I don't have any mechanics for this, but I feel like I want Bernard to do a thing.
What do you want Bernard to do?
I don't know, something awesome that will save us all.
Do you want Bernard to dance like... I think Bernard may know what to do, but Bernard probably dances in front of Andromeda, like seeking permission. And you're getting the impression, though, that this is not a little thing.
Okay.
As in, like, Bernard's asking permission because it's dangerous.
Okay.
Go, Bernie, go.
You give Bernard permission?
Yeah.
Okay, so Bernard dances over to Sha-Sheena, and Bernard's going to enter Sha-Sheena.
Oh shit. Okay.
Sorry.
I knew this is. I knew the allegory was for something like this. It always is.
Sha-Sheena, there's a miniature star trying to join with you and your soul. So that sounds dangerous.
You think?
I kind of want to say that this is a defy danger with Khan, right? To endure this, to like just take it.
All right. I love you, little dice. Please do not roll badly.
And do any of your
That's right here.
I'm sorry. What'd you ask, Brenda?
Do any of your Herculean appetites apply? Power over others and fame and glory.
Fame and glory, because I will tell everyone about this. Oh my god.
All right, go for it. You get your D6 and your D8.
All right. Come on, little dice. 4, 9, and the D8 is bigger.
Yes, it is. All right.
Oh wait. It's a 10.
It's a 10?
It's a 10. Woohoo. All right.
Because you add your con.
Yes.
Very nice. All right, but so you get the additional complication of danger that comes about due to your heedless pursuits. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it comes about due to your heedless pursuits because this is all about the fame and the glory to you. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking that, so Bernard bonds with you, right? And what does that look like? What do you actually become, Sha-Sheena?
Well, normally, Sha-Sheena is kind of a just normal-looking woman, very scarred, many lines on her faces. But whenever Bernard does this, she does indeed start glowing from the inside out. And her hair starts rising in the breeze, gets warmer around her. It is very pretty.
Yeah. You are a living flame now. Yeah. Yeah, I think that I'm trying to think of the good complication or danger. I think that the problem may be that essentially Bernard joining with you burns away any impurities in your essence. So you are the purest, greatest, finest essence of Sha-Sheena, which means that it is next to impossible for you not to go and wallop something. Particularly.
Yes! Yes! This will be part of my dance. This will be awesome and beautiful and wonderful. And
violent.
I am going to dance with my sword towards death, and on my way, I will cut each of my friends and coat my blade with their blood.
Oh, snap.
That sounds like
This was not consensual.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you just letting her? Because who's the first one that Sha-Sheena cuts?
Andromeda.
I don't think there's a choice in the matter.
I don't think I see it coming, to be honest with you. Like, I do not see that coming.
Andromeda totally doesn't see it coming. I think after it happens to Andromeda, it may be a little bit more clear to Danver and Aliana. But are you letting her cut you?
I feel like I should resist this somehow. Cause I know that trying to attack death is a bad idea. And no matter how funny it's gonna be.
I can't believe, I have to say this, I cannot believe I'm about to say this in a room, in this room. And please forgive me. Please. From the bottom of my heart, please forgive me. Just let it happen. I feel so dirty. I am so sorry.
Fine, you get cut first, damn it.
I will.
Excellent. I love this little debate between Danver and Aliana after they see Sha-Sheena cut Andromeda. And this cuts. Sha-Sheena, like, is this essentially a flesh wound just to coat your blade, or is this like serious business?
It would be more of a flesh wound, although goddamn does it hurt.
Oh, of course. I'm not too worried about HP on this or anything, because yeah, it's like, especially because you're letting her cut you, but it's relatively shallow. It just draws blood and it hurts.
Yeah.
Awesome. And so
Except
now
she had to cut me hard enough to get through the space armor,
Of
so
course.
I think it does hurt me a little worse than yeah.
It hurts you more.
Yeah, it's appropriate.
And that means your blade is now coated with several bloods.
Yes.
And how does the dance end?
I will dance in front of death. I will cut myself, probably like right across my chest, really bloody wound, and I'll end by presenting my sword to death.
So is this you essentially offering yourself?
I'm already in her service.
That's true.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Either that or you're the one who's screwing up her books. I'm not sure which.
Maybe a little
Wow.
both.
Could be both.
So here's sort of what I'm thinking here, right? Like, I almost don't want to make this a thing. But yeah, I think this is a parlay, right? Where this is it. You've proved yourself, right? You have the flame inside of you. You are fulfilling this idea of what she was asking for, this impressive warrior figure burning in the flame, coated in your own blood and the blood of your friends, and offering to her your sword. It is like the epitome of the best possible leverage you could have in this case. Why don't you go for it?
All right. Let's see.
Sheena's got a +1 charisma, so it's not bad, actually.
She also has all of our blood.
Does
That
that
is
count as
accurate.
helping?
I think that should count as helping.
I think that is fair. I think you let her roll, and then if she needs the help, you can go ahead and roll. Only one person can ever help, or like only 1 + 1 counts. So Let her roll, and we'll see if it's a 6 or if it's a 9.
10.
Booyah!
Very nice. Very nice.
I've
Death
never been
takes
so
it.
happy to see a 4 and a 5.
And you know what that means, too. Death reaches down, and, like, you offer your sword, and Death grips the sword and takes it from you. But what's happening is this bizarre thing where Death is drawing out from you some piece of yourself, like burning and emerging, like some spectral version. It's just fire. And so it's like this fiery avatar form of Sha-Sheena that she draws out and that's standing next to her. And so then with this burning silhouette that is Sha-Sheena with a sword made of fire, and with Bernard still burning at its center, she says, "All right, fine." Fine. You've given me a great gift, so I'll return the favor. And Death snaps her fingers, and the little permits tear. Don't let me see you again, please.
Oh, ma'am.
No, ma'am. So here's the only issue, though. Death is turning to go, and as I said, though, like this form of Sha-Sheena that she's taking, this like piece of Sha-Sheena embodied and solidified in flame, Bernard is still important to it, and Bernard's not coming back out.
Oh.
So what do you do, Andromeda?
I mean, does he seem happy to be dancing?
Bernard Sha-Sheena seems pretty happy, yes.
I mean, I guess I have to let him.
Let him be.
Sad face. If you love him, let him go.
I personally have never subscribed to that philosophy.
Are you worthy if it goes, hunt it down and bring it back to you?
No, just never let it go.
Oh, okay.
However, considering the circumstances, I think that recovering Bernie will be a different task.
I mean, maybe she just wants a night with him, and he'll come back on his own.
Yeah,
Right?
that's definitely what will happen.
Perhaps. However, I have also learned that in most honest negotiations, you always have to give up something, which is why I never participate in honest negotiations. Unfortunately, I did not have the. Actually, can we like leave the scene?
Well, so here's the other thing that happens, right? Of course,
Okay.
the hooded guy also comes forward, and he's reaching out his hands to take the book from you.
I would like to know where our compatriot is.
Oh, yes, right, that one, right.
Yes, that
So he
one.
gestures with a robe. Graves, so you went into Death's office, but you actually got sidetracked. You didn't go to the main Death's office. You went to a special secondary room. So what was it like to actually stand before Basiliades?
Oh
Dun,
my
dun, dun.
god. It can't even be put into words. Like, he burned like so brightly and just completely was dazzling. Like, I think she's like still seeing the little like spots, like the little echoes. And there's just this intense heat, but it wasn't like fire heat. It was like just the heat of his like his personality and his being and his goodness.
Like loving warmth, yeah. Yeah. So, and he said to you, Etheldrida, You have served me very well. I am proud of you for being so willing to give of yourself for your friends. There are times that I wish you would maybe stay your blade and speak first. But truly, you are a great servant of mine. I give unto you a boon that you might convert one of yours closer to my side. And he holds out a little piece of himself, a little burning flame made of Basilides.
Oh my gosh. I take it like it's like a little baby duckling. So gingerly.
And that's the state that Graves gets returned in. Like, she's holding and cradling a tiny little flame that is Basilides himself. Well, she's back. Can I have the book now?
Yes, you may.
He just wrenches the book out of your hand. He's like, when you go, he says to Danver, you've got a place with us.
If I go.
I accept that challenge.
Oh, great. I got Death Gutted for you. Good job, dude.
Death's IRS agent, to be fair. And then he pops out, right? And the remaining like large stone figure pops out as well. And so you're left standing in the empty warehouse with Graves cradling this tiny little flame.
That doesn't look like Bernie.
Are you on fire?
No. No.
Okay, just checking.
She cradles it a little closer.
I'd be careful holding onto a flame.
Oh, it's not fire. Well, it is fire, but it's not really fire. It's Basilides.
That is Basilides?
I've done good.
I lean over to Aliana. Did they hit her head?
I don't know.
Again.
I'm not sure.
I think she's mad.
She gives me this look of like, you're calling people mad. And just turns back to Grace. I'm sorry. Did you meet Basilides?
Clearly.
And he gave you a flame. I think you have to tell us the whole story now, because I'm sorry. This yeah. I'm gonna need a little more details.
As soon as I do this. And she walks over and, cupping it in her hands, offers it to Andromeda. She said, this is for you.
Aw, he's so cute.
Oh no.
What's his name?
Oh, I don't have the right to name a piece of Basilides. She looks like mortified.
Oh, sorry.
Wait a minute, wait. Are you giving away a piece of your god? For
Yes.
free?
As instructed, yes.
For free?
Yes. I have promised that I would save Andromeda's soul and bring her closer to Basilides, and he has given me the ability to do it.
Because, we could get a really good price on
And Andromeda like holds him up to the side.
You see, I think you see Graves. So she's still got her halberd, and she grips it a little tighter and lifts it slightly off the ground. And she's like, "Would you like to try that one more time?"
Mm. Oh, okay. Sorry.
But we really could sell it for a lot of money.
A lot of money.
You don't even know.
We're not selling pieces of a god.
It wouldn't be the first time I've done it.
Oh my god, that's a great line. I feel like that's like the end of the comic, right?
Yes.
You're walking we see like the 5 of you leaving the warehouse, and you're getting further and further away, and it's like, we're not selling off pieces of a god. It wouldn't be the first time I did it. Oh, I love it. All
You
right.
see the spider-kobold fleeing something at him.
Treasure the beautiful spider-kobold. All right, let's do the end of session moves, and let's run through these quickly. So, when you reach the end of the session, choose one of your bonds that you feel is resolved, completely explored, no longer relevant or otherwise. Ask the player of the character you have the bond with if they agree. If they do, mark XP and rate a new bond with whomever you wish. I'll go to you, Graves. You want to resolve a bond?
So I had a bond with Andromeda. Her misguided behavior endangers her very soul, and I would like to revise that because I saved her.
Is that for you, Andromeda?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
What are you changing it to?
Andromeda, something like Andromeda holds a piece of Basilides. Or I gifted Andromeda with a piece of Basilides.
Very nice. I think if you add like just a sentiment to it, like an element of what that means to you. Does it mean you'll protect her? Does it mean you don't have to worry about her anymore, or whatever you think that means? But I think that's great. So go ahead and take an XP for that.
Okay.
What about you, Andromeda?
I had a bond of Graves finds me unnatural.
That's totally resolved.
Very nice.
Awesome.
Do you know what you want to take instead, Andromeda?
I don't.
Okay. You can leave it blank for the moment. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Danver, do you have a bond that you think is resolved?
I don't think so. I was looking through them, and no, I don't think so.
None of them are quite over or like uninteresting. Yep, that happens. Totally fine. Aliana, do you have a bond you want to resolve?
No, none of them really fit.
Yep. And Sha-Sheena, do you have a bond you want to resolve?
Yes. Sorry. Apparently I can't type and talk at the same time because I spelled treasure wrong. Okay. I did have the bond with Aliana that she's always getting into trouble and I have to protect her from herself. I'd like to resolve that and change it to Aliana hides her knowledge behind a glib tongue, but there may be buried treasure there.
So her tongue is treasure.
You touch my tongue, I kick your ass.
Is that cool with you, Misha, to resolve the bond and change it that way?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, awesome.
If he touches my tongue, I'm kicking his ass.
Just to be clear, just for, yeah.
Just
She did really
clarifying.
like the story.
Yes, you did.
So.
Very nice. So you get an experience point for that. Awesome. All right, once bonds have been updated, look at your alignment. If you fulfilled your alignment at least once this session, mark experience. Look in the opposite direction. Sheena, did you fulfill your alignment?
Yes.
What is your alignment?
I issue a convention of the civilized world.
Yeah, I think that counts. If for nothing else, when you were making
Dancing
snow
for
angels.
death. Yeah.
Well, that definitely that part. But like the part where she was on the bed making snow angels with her booted feet and wiping her chocolate-covered hand on the sheets, and yeah,
Tracking animal blood everywhere. Yeah.
You get an experience point for that. What about you, Aliana?
Nope.
What is your alignment?
Perform my art to aid someone else.
Well, if your art is storytelling, you did bring up.
That's true.
Like,
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you get an experience point for that. What about you, Danver?
I would like to change my alignment if that's okay.
Sure.
Because I feel that the chaotic leap into danger without a plan is much more appropriate for Danver now that I've played him a little bit.
I buy that. I totally buy that. And you did that, right?
Oh, yeah. This little thing with death, yeah.
When you opened the book and you had to start finishing the ledger right then and there without a plan, yeah. That's totally an experience point for you. What about you, Andromeda? What do you got?
Rube Goldberg set up and trigger a crazy chain of events.
There's a part of me that wants to say everything that happened this session was due to you having triggered it.
I mean, a little bit.
Kind of a lot of it. It's your call. Do you think that applies?
Oh yeah, I think that applies. I mean, Sha-Sheena had a star in her and was dancing for death. Yes.
Very nice. So you get an experience point for that. And what about you, Graves?
Mine is endanger yourself to protect someone weaker than you.
I don't see it.
No, because Graves was never convinced she was actually in danger, because she, for some reason, trusts her allies. She was like, no, it'll be fine. They'll get me out of this. It's fine.
I was trolling you. I totally buy that. I want to make sure you're being sarcastic too, right?
No, seriously though. She had absolute faith that they were gonna, she didn't do anything dangerous.
But she still put herself in objective danger, even if she did not understand it.
You kept me from putting myself in objective danger, because if you hadn't said it first, I was going there.
Okay, fine. Twist my arm.
Take your XP. All right, and then answer these 3 questions as a group. Did we learn something new and important about the world?
That you can get out of a deal with death?
That would seem to be new and important.
Yeah.
Everybody's good with that?
Totally.
All right, everybody gets an experience point. Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, everybody gets an experience point. You talked death down. I count that as overcoming. Did we loot a memorable treasure?
A piece of Basilides.
I think that would count as
it wasn't looted per se, but
that's fair. I think it counts, but what do you think?
I'm gonna go with yes.
Yeah.
Very
How many
nice.
people
All
are
right.
walking around with pieces of Basilides? Real pieces of Basilides, Danver.
I seriously think this thing needs to be named Basil or Basil. I'm serious.
that can be arranged.
All right, so everybody gets an experience point for that last question. Very nice. And so that brings us to a close. Thank you, everybody, very much for playing, and thank you very much, John, for being here. And that was awesome. I love Danver. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Misha and Sarah. To anybody who watched this or watches this later, thank you for watching. And if you like this is our 3rd episode. We've done 2 more. That might help give the background on some of the craziness that happened this time.
No, it
Watching
won't.
this first. We can dream. And Indie Plus does lots of other cool videos, so if you'd like to see more from Indie Plus, please go ahead and click the subscribe button, which is down in that corner. I'm like a pro. I am getting it right every time now. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and thank you everybody for being here tonight. Have a good night.